5 years since Katie Price first made headlines, and in that time, she's never shied away from sharing the ups and downs of her life in the spotlight.
But in a one-off documentary, Katie is opening up about a subject she's always kept private, what it's like bringing up her disabled son, Harvey.
Oh, bless him. Right, well, ahead of the documentary tonight, Katie Price is joining us now. And Katie, good morning to you. It's lovely to see you this morning.
Hi, guys.
It's a brilliant documentary, a really important one, actually. And I know that up until now, you know, this is kind of a subject that you've not really wanted to share with the rest of the world. So why now? Why was this important?
Well, the thing is, strip me back and my career and who I am. Obviously, I've done reality shows for 20 years, which are completely different to documentaries. I've been asked to do documentaries before on Harvey, but I'm like, for what reason? You know, to see how he kicks off or this and that. So I thought, no. So when the BBC came to me, it was a woman called Hannah. And years ago, she was actually a tea girl and she worked on one of my shows. And now she's like the producer director. And because she knew Harvey and actually knew behind the scenes what goes on, I said, well, how would you want to structure it? I said, because now he's turned 18, I am looking for a college. That could be a way of doing a documentary to help educate other mums out there. But I didn't want it to be a show where it shows him kicking off and stuff like that, because it's not about that. I wanted it to be more realistic, what it's like trying to find a college, you know, the challenges. And it's not about sympathy. It's just a quiet, nice documentary about me and Harvey doing the transitional move for him to go to college.
The thing is that people watch the reality stuff and think they know him.
Yeah.
But you've got your other children. He's 18 now. He's strong. Life is not easy. Everybody has to adapt. There are daily challenges.
Exactly. So in the show, you don't really see all the kids. I think that there is a bit about when you see Bunny and Harvey watching Peppa Pig, because they like to do that. Or is it? Yeah, it was Peppa Pig. And but it's just very quiet. It just shows the challenges, you know, daily challenges I have with him. I know there was speculation about him going into care. He's never gone into care, never gone into care. I think people get going into care and residential very different. Residential for him, it gives him a chance to be an adult, get independent life skills and not just have to try and rely on me all the time. He deserves it, you know. Like I'm trying to look for a 52-week placement for him, because say like some weekends and he makes friends, they want to go to the cinema or go bowling, he might not want to come to me. So it gives him the option to either come to me or socialise with his friends and excel in his skills and just to be a man, basically.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Because he did turn 18, so he's no longer a child. So there's lots of changes that happen there. You know, Great Ormond Street, where all his carers come from, he can no longer go there. So sort of his medical care side of stuff is changing. And then obviously this residential college, and finding the right place and making that transition seamless is the trick, really. And that's the hard part.
It's really difficult. I mean, anyone watching and they've got a child with complex needs, I mean, I have to say he's a man now because he doesn't like it if I say he's a boy, you're a man. There's lots of colleges, but then there's like a checklist, basically, and you tick off basically what complex needs he's got. So when I do that with Harvey, it only dwindles it down to about 4 different colleges. So it gets really difficult. And anyone out there who's watching, if you're going through the same thing, their personal care plan is one of the most important things to fill out, because that will affect him for placements in and where they go. You'll see the challenges in the documentary, because I didn't know anything about what I'd have to fill out. It's really challenging for me. And I'm not very good with technology, filling out forms online. And I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do all this? But you do get help for it all. And thank God the doctors, social people, occupational therapists, the school, everyone gets involved, and it's a big journey, but it's worth it for the end to make it. Just be patient, because you want to get the right college for your child. Because I'm scared, you know, you hear stories about sectioning and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, that is a different thing I didn't even know about either.
Well, you met a lady who was on the show here, Isabel Garnett, because her son Matthew was autistic. He was 15 at the time, sectioned, and was a prisoner in a psychiatric intensive care unit under the Mental Health Act. And actually, that appearance on This Morning led to a meeting with Alistair Burt, the Minister of the State for Community and Social Care. Matthew was removed from the unit and placed into residential care. And you saw that.
Well, yeah, actually, funny enough, I saw her on your show years ago, and then I asked Hannah, the producer, if she could get in touch with the lady, because I was so shocked at the time when she came on your show to know that her son had autism and was sectioned. There's over 2,000 people who have got autism who are sectioned, and people have to remember having autism it's not a mental health. And I just thought, oh my God, if someone arrested Harvey or even put him in a room, he would kick off. He would probably try and headbutt the walls and everything because they don't understand him. And he would look like a lunatic, basically, and they'd probably sedate him. And there's probably so many cases like that. Well, I know there's lots of cases like that. But once you're in that system, it could take up to 5 years to get out. And that's something I would never want for Harvey, which is why it's so important to find the right college and the right people around him to be able to, cope with him, basically, because when he kicks off it can be really distressing to watch.
Yeah, I can imagine. And is it things like, because you've lived with him every day of his life, so you know his triggers, and I know that there's things we see in the documentary, the slamming of doors and things like that, and something like that just can trigger him. So is that something you have to talk through?
It's if anyone sneezes, oh my God, you're waiting to see what flies across the room, slamming off the doors. Or even if a program's on telly that he's not even watching and it ends, and then adverts on the internet and stuff like that. They're the 4 main things. I actually said to Junior Princess, are you going to watch Harvey tonight? They went, why do we need to watch him, Mum? We live and breathe him. We know what he's about. I'm like, fair enough.
Fair enough, yeah.
So, because we are just so used to him. It's like when I watched it back, other people are like, oh my God, it's really good. I can't believe your relationship. But because I watch it, because I'm used to him, I don't really know any different. So it'll be an eye-opener for everyone else, but I'm used to Harvey. But yeah, he can be challenging if you don't know how to deal with him.
So assuming that, and fingers crossed, that you're successful, you find the right place and you get your placement, and as you say, he can then be away from home and learn new skills and new things. Whilst that's all happening, how are you going to feel?
Oh my God, it breaks my heart. I hate it. The fact is he's residential now, even though he's not there because of COVID, is an hour away. But these colleges I'm looking at are like 3-4 hours away. So if he calls me on his iPad like he does and goes, Mum, I need you now. It's not just a quick trip up the road. It's in my head, it's like he's 4 hours away. But then everyone says to me, but Kate, he's in the best place. Look what he's got there. Look how he's going to learn. So I can't be selfish because I never even wanted him to go to residential. It's just the doctors, the teachers and my mum who are like, Kate, he'll so benefit from going residential. So I was like, okay. So he's been there a year and a half and he absolutely loves it. Loves it because I made it from home. So he does love it.
And the thing is, it is important, but your mother's love and protection continues, and you're doing that by still fighting for Harvey's Law. And this is trying to make online trolling a punishable offence. And, you've definitely had your fair share of trolling. I think everybody has. Anyone who's been online feels the impact on that. But for someone like Harvey that can't fight back, not that's necessarily a good thing, but that's what riles you so much about it.
Yes, I mean, someone's going to court this month. They've been prosecuted. I don't know if people saw, I did put it on Instagram. There was a couple. We haven't found the couple, but we found the guy who put the tweet up. Now, I think if people realise there is something in place that you will get punished or fined, I do think it will slow down. I don't think it will forget everything, but I think people know that there is something in place to stop them doing it. But yeah, Harvey gets trolled a lot. I mean, loads of people get trolled, but he's got me behind him, and if I could do something about it, I will.
All right. Well, it's lovely to talk to you.
It really is.
And the documentary is tonight at 8:30 on BBC One. It's Katie Price, Harvey and me. And thank you. Lovely to see you.
Yeah, love to everyone.
Thank you, and keep well, guys.
And
keep
you as well.
You
Take
too.
care.
Bye now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.